Today we'll be talking about the book Fahrenheit 451, written by Ray Bradbury. Interesting fact, my art teacher has met Ray Bradbury and talks about how cool he is all the time. Now, the book was published in October of 1953. Now, moving on to the main characters. First main character is a very important one. This character is Guy Montag. He is the protagonist of the story and a firefighter or fireman who starts to question his life. Now, onto his counterpart, or as you can say, wife. Her name is Mildred. Like I said, this is Guy Montag's wife, and she's generally a cold and dark character, especially in the beginning, and she's also suicidal. Now, someone who makes a little bit of a difference in their marriage, this is someone who shakes up the story a bit, and her name is Clarice. She is the 17-year-old neighbor of the Montags. She is curious and nature-loving, and she also intrigues Guy Montag. Interesting fact, in the Fahrenheit 451 movie, Mildred Montag and Clarice McClellan are played by the same actress of Julie Christie. Now, on to the last character, the big and bad Captain Beatty. He is the head firefighter, making him Montag's boss, and he is the antagonist of the story. Now, the big part of his storyline is that books burning makes him extremely happy. That makes me think, how would you feel if your books were being burned? Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to say, great, I won't have to do any work. But no, you're wrong. Think about this. Life-changing books such as the Bible would be burned. Our lives wouldn't even be the same. Now, going back to the character of Guy Montag. Guy Montag is a firefighter, so he burned books. Wait a minute, did you hear that right? Yeah, I said that. Firefighters were fire starters. Question time! Now time for you to think. What are you so passionate about that you're willing to die for? Now that's a pretty dark question, so here's a smiley face to lighten up the mood. Now this is the part of the book that hit me the most. Mrs. Blake. She was a book lover who was caught. So what happens when people get caught with books? Well, usually a police officer or a fireman or something comes up to their door telling them that they need a check, and when they find books, then that's the end of it. Books were found in her house, which means that they would have to burn them. Now, since her house was so full of books, they decided to just burn her whole house down. So Montag told her to get out, but she didn't. So he counted 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. And on the count of 10, they lit her house on fire, with all the books and her still in it. Mrs. Blake loved books, and she was willing to die for books. Now you're probably thinking, well, why did she do that? Well, it's because she had a love and a passion for reading, and she didn't want people to take that away from her. What does passion even mean? Well, passion? Noun. Strong and barely controllable emotion. Mrs. Blake died for her books. Uncontrollable, huh? Now think about the question I asked you before. What are you passionate about?